As always, please retry this question before watching the video. There are a couple things you need to know before we attempt this question. If you don't know them, add them to your cheat sheet, master them, and go back 5 before continuing in the video. What is the RC for the understanding grouping? RC for the understanding grouping is if it actually asks a question. All of the questions now have prompts, but only some of them actually ask a question. All the others, they're just the same prompts every time you see the question. But if it's actually asking a question, it's unique to that question and unique to the content of what is being asked about. And the great thing about these groupings is you don't have to worry about grammar, you don't have to worry about other things like that. You're just literally answering exactly what it is asking, which will almost always pertain to the content of what it is talking about. What is the WTD for the understanding grouping? As I just said, it is be as literal as possible. And if you keep that in mind for just all questions on the ACT, you'll probably end up doing better. So with those in mind, let's go ahead and take a look at the question and the answers. Given that all the choices are accurate, which one sets up the clearest, most logical contrast with the claim made in the next part of the sentence? So let's start off by reading the next part of the sentence. Spelling out and translating messages in Morse code does not require specialized machines. And so whatever needs to come before this needs to be a contrast between not needing to have specialized machines to translate Morse code. So answer A, Morse code was used longer than any electrical coding system. So just because Morse code was used longer than any electrical Morse system, there's nothing that might indicate that we need to use machines to be able to translate them. So that is not going to be a contrast. Answer B. Telegraphs once recorded literal dots and dashes on punch tape. So that would contrast because you could read that and think that you might need a specialized machine to translate this. So it doesn't mean it's the right answer, but it is a potential answer. Answer C. Dashes are less commonly occurring in Morse code than dots. So maybe I would say that B is way better at a contrast where I'm like, okay, that would be a scenario where we need special machines to translate this just because it has dots less commonly occurring or dashes less commonly occurring than dots. It's not a clear, straightforward contrast. So probably not, and certainly not in relationship to B, a much more clear contrast. Few changes have been made to the code over time. No, just because few changes have been made doesn't mean you might think you need a machine to be able to translate it. So that's not a contrast, leaving us with answer B. If this made sense, please add it to your worksheet, write out your explanation and your answer, and then do all the literal questions that you miss on this test before going to the next category. If this is your final literals of this test that you miss, please go ahead and do the literals mastery until you get 10 correct in a row on the mastery sheet for literals. You should never miss this category. This is the second easiest category after the economy grouping in the entire English section. So if you're missing these, there's something very simple you're not understanding, and more practice will clear that up.